and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and today on the podcast, I'm joined by my good friend John Brix. How are you, John?
I'm doing so good, and I'm really excited to be here. This is really special for me, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow. What a lovely start to the show.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is special. I get to spend some time with you.
Everybody comes in here so reluctantly, and you sort of like are pleased to be here.
No, anytime I get to be around you, it's special. You're a buddy of mine, and if we get to chill for a little bit and chat on the side, I'd love to do it.
That's almost so nice it comes off sarcastic, but I know you and I know
I hear that so much. Dude. I can't say anything in this office without somebody thinking that it's sarcastic.
What do you do at TMZ, firstly?
I work on the website. I do a lot of the photo assets and kind of wackier content, and then I support the news desk with galleries that they may need, and I eat a lot of snacks, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a frequent snacker, and that takes up a big chunk of my day.
Okay, very good. Good to know. All right, what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about Joe Manganiello and Sofia, what's her last name again?
Vergara. Dude.
We'll talk about them because they've got differing sort of reports on what led to their marriage's demise.
I've heard that. And it's sad that they broke up, and it's the reasons that they're saying it are both also like understandable, but also kind of like break your heart too while it happens.
Nice tease there, John.
Yeah.
Nice tease. We'll talk about Savannah Chrisley, who was at the Republican National Convention last night, comparing her parents, who are in jail, to Donald Trump. They're both being persecuted.
Okay. I really look forward to that one. That's going to be great.
Will Smith and Johnny Depp, their bromance continues. They're over across the other side of the world, like chumming it up in Italy. But to begin with, let's talk about Jack Black.
Oof.
Because Tenacious D were on tour in Australia. And as a lot of people probably know by now, Jack's bandmate, Kyle Gass, said something which was pretty controversial, I guess, and led to the instant ending of their tour. Let's listen to it now.
Don't miss Trump next time.
So after he said that, the internet went crazy.
They immediately went crazy. Like there was no time for anybody to even think about it. Like almost abruptly, the tour was done. Anything in the future was canceled. They didn't waste any time to like make sure that they kind of righted this wrong, if you may.
Did you see the clip where this always was because of a birthday wish of Kyle Gass? Like it was his birthday, and so when he blew out the candles, Jack was like, "What's your birthday wish?"
Yeah, and immediately when he said it, it was kind of like some people laughed, some people booed, but you have to understand that it was also a joke. Like Jack Black, wasn't he dressed like a giant robot holding a cake on stage? And it's like, everything that they do, all of their show is for laughs. Like it's a funny concert when you go to it.
And also, the people going to their shows also are probably that way leaning in terms of probably Democratic more than... Jack Black is a very well-known Democrat. He was actually at that fundraiser that George Clooney was at.
Sure.
Jack spoke at the fundraiser George Clooney was at, which ended it out, George having that op-ed saying drop out.
Sure. And there's definitely a feeling of what was said on stage is definitely reflective. Like it's what they also talk about behind the stage, right? Like I feel like that joke, if weren't on stage, would have made Jack Black laugh. Like that's what they do. So it's like it's sad to see like how much got taken away from Kyle Gass. Because you know that Jack Black feels the same way too. You know that he like is fine with those kinds of jokes. And it felt more of like this was pressure from, their representatives or, their managers and stuff to do all of this versus like if this was really like a sentiment of Jack Black's.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Jack had to end the tour because that's not where his bread and butter's made. Tenacious D is a bit funny, but he's like, in all of these massive blockbusters, and he's in post-production for all of these massive blockbusters.
Sure.
And so he can't like risk where he really butters his bread because of like a silly little throwaway line of Kyle's.
Right. But I don't think it's to say that the band isn't. I still think that that's really important to him.
It's
They've been
important to him.
doing music for like 30 years together, and they tour, and there's a lot of money to be made playing live for them. They
Yeah.
have big shows, so I wouldn't like say that it's not important at all. It certainly is something that he cares about, and he is his really good friend. So to have to like then go and make these public statements and cancel their tour over
Yeah.
one joke,
Yeah.
over one joke that okay, after one more week, people are going to be laughing about, like the jokes will be starting to roll in
From like
It's just
stand-up
like,
comedians.
yeah, they
Do you think
just made
stand-up comedians will joke about it like today?
Sure. I mean, oh, today I don't know, but like that's something that people have always kind of joked about.
Yeah, it
And
was just
like
kind of a
it's not
too
big
soon
deal.
thing.
Yeah, I think it was people had to people were extra sensitive immediately after it.
Mm.
And to be sensitive about something like this is also kind of on trend.
Right.
You know, I think that with a little bit more time, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal.
Well, Kyle's apologized. He's been dropped by his talent agent. There's some reports that it has affected their friendship in a way.
Yeah, because they had to cancel the tour.
Yeah, but also like if you said something super stupid on the podcast right now, I know your heart, and so
Sure.
like I don't think I would hold it against you personally, even if the podcast had to get cancelled. Actually, I'd probably be stoked.
Yeah, you would be with me grabbing snacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a bad deal. Okay, let's get on with our next story. Joe Manganiello, Sofia Vergara, they were with each other for 7 years of marriage.
7 lovely years.
7 lovely years. So what are their ages? He
She's-
is 47, she's 52.
Yeah.
So 5 years apart. So pretty
Not
close.
much, yeah,
But she's got a 32-year-old son.
it does. Well, she had her first child when she was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that math add up? Yep.
Yeah, that maths for sure.
So I was under the impression, I guess Sophia gave me the impression that their marriage didn't work because he doesn't have kids.
Okay.
And supposedly he's wanted them. She has said, my marriage broke up because my husband was younger, he wanted to have kids, and I didn't want to be an old mum. I feel like it's not fair to the baby. I respect whoever does it, but that's not for me anymore. So he has come out and quickly dispelled that, saying, no, it wasn't because she didn't want to have a baby. He said, we did try to have a family for the first year and a half, and we had a huge conversation right out of the gate. I said, if you're done with kids, I understand. Just tell me and I'll know what this is, and that's okay. But that wasn't the case with her, and I swore to her that I would never leave if it didn't work out, and it didn't. So I don't know why these kids thing is up in the air. As you said at the start, it's a relatable sort of problem. It's a reason people break up.
Yes.
But now one of them's saying it's over not having kids, and the other one's saying, yeah, I didn't really care.
Well, I think that, like, I don't know, when I keep hearing this, like one other thing that kind of jumps out is we talked about she had her first child when she was 19. When he marries her, he then has kids and they have kids together.
Right.
You know, they are co-parents of her children. So to be like, it isn't about like if we have kids or we don't. It's like, no, we have kids.
Well, I mean,
We're
her,
a family.
her son is in his 30s, so it doesn't really feel like changing nappies. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, when you're that rich, I don't think you change nappies either.
Right. Thank you for saying nappies, not diapers.
Oh, yeah.
To join me.
We can say esky, we can say jumper,
Esky, jumper.
we can say torches.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I got all the Aussie lingo.
I do think that now Joe has moved on and he's with, I think, a lady who's a bit younger than him. In fact, Caitlin, someone.
Okay.
I think, kids are around the corner probably for him.
But he's also kind of old too. He's 47.
I know, he
Having
should get
kids at
cracking.
that age, that sounds like a lot.
But it's interesting that they're these two lovebirds who have been sort of like together almost as long as I've been at TMZ. Like they've always been a couple, are now sort of like fighting it out in public, sort of like over
Right.
the kids thing.
Yeah. It at a point, just you got to move on. You like whatever somebody else says about your relationship in the past, you have to like move on to the next and not focus on that as much. And like the quicker you do that, the happier you're gonna be.
Wow, what great inspiration,
Oof, jeez.
words of wisdom
Oh,
from
no.
a man, John Brix.
Oh goodness.
Okay, on to our next story. Reality star Savannah Chrisley took the stage last night at the RNC and said that her parents are the victims of political persecution. Let's have a listen now.
My family was persecuted by rogue prosecutors in Fulton County due to our public profile. I know, Fulton County, they know how to do it, don't they? Due to our public profile and conservative beliefs.
So, her parents were found guilty by a jury of conspiring to defraud community banks out of more than $30 million in fraudulent loans by submitting fake documents, among other counts. And now she's saying that she is and her family persecuted because they're Christians, because they're conservatives.
Oh, man.
And makes the parallel between them and Trump. This is obviously a play for a pardon if Trump gets into the White House again.
That would be a really weird one-off of a pardon, though, wouldn't it? To like pick them of all the people that he's going to pardon.
I mean, Joe Exotic might have his hand up again.
The common thread is just these like Southern folk looking to get free. But $30 million. They are supposed to be serving 12 years and 7 years, respectively. So that's a lot of time to still be behind bars. That's quite a ways. And if they can wiggle out a pardon out of it, I mean, you can't blame her for trying. It just like is really slimy feeling.
Yeah, I understand it from if I was her, right, or if you were her, Brix, and your parents were behind bars and you're going to spend the next decade behind bars. They did something wrong. But all you had to do was stand up at the RNC and say how much you love Trump.
Oh, man.
Would you do that to get your parents out of jail?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder, what kind of pardon is Amber Rose angling for?
Yeah,
like, what does she have planned that she needs a pardon for, like a little get out of jail free card?
I think a lot of sort of celebrity adjacent people, I mean, Elon Musk as well, they're cozying up to Trump because there's a bloody good chance he's going to be the next president. And if he is, they've got his ear, and, you know, he's loyal to people who are loyal to him. So they're just sort of like setting it up now. I don't know what they're going to ask for. Maybe they don't even know what they're going to ask for, but it's going to be good for their career. And
oh, man, it's gnarly that that's the way it works. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way of the world, I guess. So yeah, that she even said in the speech that he called us the Trumps of the South. Because Trump's from New York, so they're the Trumps of the South.
He's he's from Florida now. I don't think New York is really trying to claim him.
No, I don't think so either.
He's from the South, too.
Okay, well, we'll see how that all works out for everybody. On to our last story.
Oof.
We call this our almost news segment at the end here.
Okay.
It looks like Will Smith and Johnny Depp have a budding bromance.
Oof. They
were out on a yacht in Italy together. Pirates of the Mediterranean style.
Oh, my God.
And they were just like hugging, they were posing for photos. They are both going to appear at, you know, Andre Bocelli?
Sure.
They're going to appear on stage at one of his like live concerts coming up. So in the meantime, they've just been hanging out together, going around like tour of the cancelled sort of stars.
Talk about a nightmare blunt rotation right there.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you would want, to be hanging out with them and then also be stuck on a boat.
Yeah.
It's like, this boat can't be big enough to be on here with Johnny Depp and Will Smith. But at a point, you'd probably just have to start swimming.
This isn't the first time even they've hung out. They were in Saudi Arabia together a little while ago at a festival. But yeah, I mean, these guys, it's not like they've had similar sort of last 5 years. It's just that they're both the biggest. They were the biggest. Maybe they still are the biggest actors in the world.
Yeah.
They were both shunned for various reasons.
Yeah, and nobody else wants to hang out with them.
Nobody else does. And so now they're just hanging out together. If these guys shot like a blockbuster film and it was just starring these two, would it be like a massive hit, or would people go, "No, I'm not into it"?
Well, I guess it depends on which way it skews. Would it be Will Smith crossing over into like pirates themed movies, or would it be Johnny Depp going towards shoot 'em up action films?
I think they're Johnny Depp with a gun in his hand.
Yeah.
What about
like a Starsky and Hutch type deal?
Would the blockbuster these guys shoot be bigger than if Amber Heard and Chris Rock got together for a rom-com?
I would watch the latter. I would.
I mean,
I want to see that.
That could be good. But yeah, it's just interesting to see these guys hang out. Everyone, so many celebrities, this time of year, they're on yachts in Italy.
Oh, man.
Yachts in Italy. That's just where everybody wants to go.
I've never been there, but I could see, I can feel why people would want to do it.
Well,
It feels
yeah.
very special.
It does, man. Just that I could see you there on those cobblestone lanes eating your spaghetti
Yes.
bolognese.
I wouldn't be on a yacht. I think I could afford like a kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just be paddling around.
That's funny, man. Well, thank you very much
Yeah,
for joining
brother.
me today.
I love you, man. You put the Oz in awesome.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I think I thought of you today because you and Jack Black, you guys seem similar in my mind.
That's very nice. I love when people compare me to just big overweight dudes with beards. That always happens, man. Every time. Whenever Leo grew out a beard, like, you know who you look like?
Leo.
Hey, have you ever seen Jonah Hill?
Oh,
Have you seen that guy surf?
Not
Like,
Jody Hill recently, though, to be honest.
Yeah, he's way skinnier.
Okay, Brix, thank you, mate.
Yeah, brother.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cheers.